What's up, Devious Army and AfterBuzzers? We're here to recap Season 4, Episode 7, Blood, Sweat, and Smears. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Love it, don't you love it? Gotta be starting something, don't you feel it tonight? Said you
What's up, everyone? Hello. Hello. We're back for another recap.
Another Monday recap of Devious Maids, Season 4, Episode 7. We only got 3 more to go. Really sad, guys. But we're very excited for these 3 episodes. And we have a lot to discuss.
Yes, we do. Let's get it started. I'm Francesca. You can find me Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA.
And I'm Candice Buenrostro. You can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Candy Buen, CandiBuen.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Laila Sadny. We'll be on the Snapchat soon. Getting there. Getting there.
Boom, smile. Khaliel Abooboo on Twitter and Instagram.
He just keeps the little
Precise.
dancing going. I have to say, this episode I think was my favorite so far.
It was
real. They were
It
real.
was.
It was
It
tear-jerking. Really? Yes.
There was a few
Felt it in here.
tear-jerking scenes. It was an emotionally packed episode.
I'm an emotional kind of, very emotional, but this,
I feel ya.
this episode had me.
Yeah, it had like the good emotional stuff, and then it had the really funny stuff. I just feel like this season in general has been really funny, like extra funny.
Yeah, it has.
Shout out to the amazing writers.
I know. I want to know what your favorite lines this episode were.
I have one.
Okay, go.
We know you have one.
I have one. The Valley.
Again, the Valley.
Bringing up the Valley. We love the Valley. What was it? Evelyn and the divorce attorney. I think she said, "No, there's nothing to fight over in the Valley." No, it was. You're talking. The attorney said, "You're talking about the Valley like it's a third world country." That was my favorite line.
I think when she
Candice knows about that.
when they were on the double date, and Evelyn was like, "Oh no," the pastor was like, "Why? Because we're black." And then Evelyn was like, "I'm sorry for her."
That was a good one too.
That's something I would do for sure.
Mine was when Carmen was trying to break up with her guy, with Doug. You know, she wears this glass and everything. She goes, "Oh, I'm sexy no matter what."
That was mine too.
I actually agree with that.
She is.
She's beautiful.
Even with those glasses, they were like those magnifying kinds.
And she was trying to go with no makeup, all natural, but
Dirty
men
hair.
like that.
They do like that. Gym clothes, you know.
Yes, it works.
You're not making it better.
Nope. So I saw on Twitter that they were doing hashtag Team Parasol or Team Maresi, like Jesse and Marisol, or Team Parasol. Peter and Marisol. So yeah, what do you guys think about what happened tonight with Jesse and Marisol?
He
Saw it
rekindled
coming.
that love romance.
I mean,
Saw it coming.
I don't blame her. Like, you saw his promo pictures with his shirt off.
Okay, wait, no. I have to interrupt. Evelyn said a really funny line. She says, "I'm going to have to confiscate this from you before I find this under your mattress."
was
And I was
good
like,
one.
same girl, same.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Evelyn's gonna put it under her mattress. Is what's gonna happen.
But no, I love when she met him because she had already seen photos of him, and then she's like, Marisol talks so much about you. It was a little awkward moment because we've all had those instances where we're
When you're-
talking about to our friends about a guy.
Right, right.
And your
They finally meet.
friend opens her mouth a little too much. She doesn't mean to, but it kind of was like, oh God, shut up. Yeah.
We all have that friend.
But what were you saying though about Jesse and Marisol?
I just said I don't blame her.
Okay, yeah, because of the modeling.
Look at him.
Right.
And it's also that, like, you know, that situation where the guy kind of like ditched, like left her and lied. So it's kind of like payback a little bit, like to kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, payback for who?
The fact that the payback for
Maybe
Marisol,
closure.
that he's like, I want to have dinner with you, and then he's kind of like apologizing, and then they're making out, so it's kind of like, okay.
Well, he did her dirty.
Yeah.
He said he was moving to Seattle and he stayed in
Right.
Beverly Hills. That's awkward, you know?
I mean, they're gonna run
Beverly Hills
into
isn't
each
that
other.
big
It's
either.
not exactly. You're gonna run into each other at some point. He should have moved to the Valley.
Yeah.
Right? No one would
Same.
ever have found him in the valley.
Yeah. Actually.
I think to me it felt like that Jesse came to her in the first place just because of they did have a relationship out of friendship, and then it wasn't till afterwards.
After that, they were just going together to see each other.
Well, yeah. At dinner, I thought he was genuinely asking what picture should I use?
Right.
So dumb. But I think he was serious. And then when Marisol was like, hey, wait a minute, he realized, oh, she might still have a thing for me, and I obviously will always still have a thing for her. And then that's when he decided to put the move.
I don't think that he was just wanting business advice. I mean, he's trying to get opinions of him with his shirt off, knowing he looks good. Tempting it in her face. I don't know.
Maybe he was just genuine and he didn't get it. He was just trying to put it, rub it in her face a little. That look
How sexy
I am. But he's trying to develop a business. So maybe in his mind, he's like, well, maybe I'll be good enough for Marisol now that I'm got my ish together.
Yeah.
I'm not just a hot little boy toy.
Maid.
I think they both wanted it. I think they both wanted it. Cause like you said, the first time with Danny, it was okay, whatever. Fine. But then after that, it was y'all don't really have a real reason to be hanging out anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
at
true.
this point, y'all both want it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think Marisol for sure knew she still felt something, and that's why she got Evelyn.
Well, yeah,
to come on the
she
date.
was hesitant to go on the date, and when he's it's a date, and she's like, no, because she's still she has feelings. She just started a new relationship with Peter, and
right.
She doesn't want to screw that up, and she doesn't want to be left alone with her hot ex because got a little wine and stuff happens.
I'm excited to see what happens next week because Danny's back.
I know Danny's back, and probably Peter's going to be back.
And pissed,
right? For multiple reasons. But Marisol got called out twice kind of on her stuff today. One by Carmen when she comes over and she goes, tell me how to get rid of a guy because you always get rid of guys,
That was
right?
a decent top. I thought she looked good in it.
And Jesse called her out too.
And then Jesse called her out.
Marisol's not the best with men. She's intense.
Because she's like a girl boss.
She is.
And
a lot of men can't handle that.
No.
Right,
Here we
Khaliel?
go. I have nothing to add to
No,
this.
you're supposed to add the male perspective.
Which is say nothing and agree and smile.
Take advice from Khaliel, gentlemen.
It's actually not bad advice.
Right?
It's true.
Good.
They get intimidated. They can't handle someone of Marisol's caliber. So that's where
She is a little
And she's
feisty.
She is. She's not one to. She's gonna open her mouth. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's gonna say something. So
smile and nod.
they did not do what Khaliel did. That's the problem.
So what did you guys think? I really love Zoila and Adrien's relationship.
I know.
And what do you guys think about it? This episode, it was
I loved it.
touching.
He had such a real moment, and Khaliel we were talking about that.
Yeah.
He was just very real,
I
and
think
how
that
he
was the-
started talking about Barrett, and it's everyone's eyes were watering a little bit because he was real for the first time.
He's an incredible actor
Yeah.
that he can do, dramatic and
I know.
comedy. But
In a bar scene.
And Zoila, it throughout all of the seasons, she has had the scenes, the tear jerking scenes. So I mean, she brought it too, to that. But I like their relationship that they have. Well, I'm interested to see where it goes.
I'm happy he was able to level with her and make her realize, she's mad at Genevieve, but it kind of made her forgive her. So I'm excited that they're besties again.
They're besties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now they're not, but they're not going to have the
getting there.
maid boss relationship.
Step by step.
Yeah, they'll get there.
get there.
Next season, back to normal.
another good line was, why don't you just have your maid help you clean your house? Oh,
You are the maid.
but then she sees his face
I kind of want.
I didn't see
on
that
Kyle.
coming.
I didn't see that
was
one
a
coming
surprise.
either.
I kind of want Adrien and Zoila to end up together. I know that sounds really weird.
I like their relationship unfolding. It's nice. It's fun to watch.
Like she could have a nice man that she doesn't have to be a maid anymore, and she
Yeah.
deserves that. And
I would be okay with watching it go for 3 episodes, and then I'd be like, "This is weird. Stop it. Stop it."
Yeah, I think their chemistry is definitely more friendship based.
Yeah.
And I really like their friendship, so I hope it keeps
He'd be
continuing.
a good stepfather to Valentina because remember he was very. They had a good bond.
that's
Remember?
right. He was kind of like her dad, anyways. Yeah, that's true.
She was like the
that
one
just
girl
made
he
it
didn't
even
try to
more
hit on.
weird.
Right?
Yeah.
Just keep it all in the family.
Ugh,
All in the Powell family house, basically. Everything goes down
weird.
with the Powell's
But
family
I do
house.
like their chemistry.
And then so Zoila, Adrien's complaining about Evelyn, because Evelyn's in the valley, right, with this divorce lawyer, because he says, if you want anything, you need to get back in the house, because if you're abandoning it, then it's like you don't want it.
You have to live there, like, to go through the even though you're going through the divorce.
That?
That's what they were saying.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were speaking from experience.
No.
Secrets time.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
Never mind, guys.
And so he did everything to keep her out of the house, and he did a good job, even though he really wants her in the house. Men and their games, right, Khaliel?
Silence.
Smile and nod. And so they break through, and then Carmen helps her, and I love that scene as well where she's at dinner. And she's like, I'm always going to be here for you. The phone rings. It's Carmen. I gotta go. And same thing, Reverend breaks the window, and he's like, well, black man.
Beverly Hills, let's get inside.
Yeah.
So that's what Adrien's dealing with. And then Zoila's dealing with Kyle, who's in the house.
He's a child.
Oh, my gosh.
He does not know how to make a bed.
No.
We find out his mom lays out his clothes for him the night before, and she cuts the crust off of his toast.
So real.
I'm sorry.
What would you do? Would you run?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I would be like, push out of my house. At least he didn't ask for like those like dinosaur crustable cutouts.
Like the vitamins, the Flintstone vitamins.
Flintstone vitamins. And he didn't know how to make a bed. Like, I can understand. Yeah, exactly. I can understand if you can't make like military creases and all that
if
stuff.
you grew up like wealthy and had maids making your bed your whole life or something, like
It's not that hard.
You might not be the best.
Put the blanket over it. That's it.
I'm not saying you might not be the best at it, but at least you know the basicness of a bed making. Like,
He has no excuse. No excuse.
I don't know.
Unless you didn't have a bed growing up, you have no excuse.
I don't see the two of them lasting much longer.
No, not at all. And
she's already,
this whole
like,
circle
over it.
nonsense. No, they're not.
And then now we find out later in the episode that Rosie stops by, and that raises red flags in his head.
We didn't even see her for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, we
did at the end of the hospital.
Oh, right. Okay.
Hospital.
Cool.
I do have a question for Mr. Spence got shanked. How was he expecting to be able to give blood because he got shanked by an unsanitary weapon? So he wouldn't be able to give blood.
Technicalities.
No, all he needs is a tetanus shot or something, and I think he'd be okay.
Okay. Well, he wasn't able to give blood anyways because Layla's prediction.
I know.
Curtis. Thank you.
Now I'm
sorry, Curtis.
I'm just wondering
I'm gonna
if
keep
you
my mouth
guys secretly have her in here just to like kind of like try to trick us. Exactly.
I'm a spy, really right for Devious Maids.
So the blood doesn't match, and the nurse, shame on her because that was not her business to tell, but good for her for the drama of the episode.
Well, if in her defense, it just kind of came out, she asked the question, and it was like, oh, well, no, because...
I mean,
how do you say no to Rosie?
And the nurse also.
That too.
That's true. And then also the nurse doesn't know that Rosie. They could think that he's adopted, and they all know that. She doesn't know
Right.
Right. So.
That's true.
The
You
backstory.
okay, girl? It was an accident. You didn't know.
Khaliel got your back.
So I want to know. We can do it later in predictions, but I want to know who you guys think the real dad is of Tucker.
Oh yes, we can say that for predictions. How funny, but so predictable of Shannon that she was there obviously, but she did not care, and she was more concerned about the doctor.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
She's annoying.
She's so gross.
Kind of annoying me.
Her character
is annoying. Yeah, but she's doing a good job because she's making us all like her.
She's like, I got the number. He said for emergencies only, but
she's delusional.
She's crazy. And then Rosie pulls a fast one on her by taking the book and putting the little Post-it and giving it to her so
I know
she could follow her to Kyle's house. But now I'm wondering if Rosie's gonna like talk with Zoila and tell her what she thinks going on, and if Zoila's gonna
probably.
help.
I mean, because she goes to the house and sees Kyle there, and that knows that that's his house. So of course, I mean, it's her friend. Of course, she's gonna say.
Could you guys read what was on the Post-it?
Yeah, it said,
I need to see you.
Shannon, I need to see you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
But none of them know, as of right now, that he's Ben is
Dead. Or is he dead?
Supposedly dead.
No, he's gone.
Yeah,
I think
he's long gone.
Yeah.
I think so.
He's.
She buried him
He's with
the
somewhere in the
fishes.
garden.
In the garden.
He's with the fishes.
Yeah, what do you think she did with his body?
I don't know.
Chopped it up and threw it in the pal's yard.
That was another season.
Yeah.
Right? it all comes full circle, right?
I missed that season. I like the whole finding hands
Oh, what
and
if this
the
is a
garden.
whole big Inception thing?
Right? That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. That would be cool though.
Season 5, just make it work. Let's see. So with Carmen, so she's, she was saying she's loving this relationship, but then she sees the folder on the desktop. What did you guys think initially when you saw that folder on the desktop?
I thought he was obsessed with her, like
I did
psycho
too.
obsessed with her. And then the thing with
Yeah.
her head off, I was thinking, okay, he's deranged.
Right.
Something's
Yeah.
like not, okay, maybe he's, something.
I didn't think he was deranged, but I don't know. I did think he was obsessed.
I knew he wasn't going to go away easily, and as we saw at the end of the episode, he's calling to Danny to let her know who her real father is, who I'm very curious. I want to know who
But
her real
I'm
father is.
I'm glad it was something like that and not like, oh, I'm about to kill her now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe his story that he was trying to
Yeah,
make
I
an
do.
album
I do.
for her?
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's just like the
totally
scorned,
believe that.
like,
Scorned lover.
he's not like, first of all, at first it popped in my head, oh, maybe he's part of the circle, but he's not like their level of, like,
Unless
he's a
he's
bridge.
Prestige.
Cover.
What was
Maybe
the E word?
interesting. Esteemed?
Esteemed. He's not as esteemed.
I mean, you never
never
know.
know.
Honestly, you never know with this show, so.
True.
He could be mother's long lost son.
Right?
The one she makes go work in a coffee house?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, look at Kyle. She kicked him out. You never know.
He left.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
she
he-
pushed him.
He broke up with
Yeah.
Zoila. I broke up with my mom.
mother.
So unattractive.
gross.
So weird.
Well, but then he surprises Zoila later and he cleans the house. Do you think he really did it? After he was that...
Yeah, he Googled it.
He Googled it?
I think he hired somebody.
What if he hired
They have
Rosie? No, I'm
videos
just
on
kidding.
everything for YouTube. So.
Wait, who's their maid? Do they have a maid? Kyle and his mother?
No, they don't have a maid.
Maybe they have one. We haven't met her. Maybe they probably just told her to come over.
Maybe they
Maybe.
make people in the circle clean up. I don't know.
Yeah, they
It's your
couldn't,
initiation,
right? They couldn't have a maid though because then the maid would figure out.
Oh,
Everything.
maybe that's
Everything
why
that's
they
going
don't.
on.
That's why they probably don't have one.
And I'm still wondering if Frances knows that she's really not who she says she is. Zoila says she is. Yeah. I don't know.
I think
She doesn't
No,
know.
I don't think she
I don't
knows.
think she knows.
I just want to know when Zoila's real boss is going to come.
I
home
know.
and who she is.
On the last
Right?
episode, she's gonna
Probably.
Should we get into
She's
prediction?
Well, no, we have to talk about Genevieve and
Oh,
Zoila.
yes. How could I forget my favorite?
I know. Your favorite. She's talking with Rosie in the beginning of the episode, and she says, Zoila would do anything for you. You guys, whatever. And
Yeah.
so her little wheels start turning.
I knew she was gonna do something, but I didn't put it together. It was the wedding thing.
Yeah, because we saw in the preview, and I was like, oh my god, the circle brainwashed her.
That's what I thought too. I was like, oh no.
I thought she was doing it to help Rosie, and then I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And then she's like, oh, no prenup, and I'm like, Genevieve is not dumb. no.
rewriting the will.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, and exactly, Zoila was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, she might be like kind of, naive enough to give a couple $1,000s away. Like,
Yeah.
that's nothing to her.
Right.
It's donation, but no, she's not going to fall for the other stuff.
But at work, Zoila came running, and then, she got upset when she found out it was just whatever. But after talking with Adrien and realizing, little things like that are important, and really
I
anyone
wouldn't
would
say
have made.
little, but
I mean, they're not
Yeah.
important in the long run. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
for
just.
sure.
Well, it's like you are, like, when you go through something like that, you are looking for someone to blame. It's usually the
yeah.
closest person to you, so that happens. So I'm glad that she finally realized that and
Right,
forgave her.
someone talked some sense into her because, like Genevieve says, if I had the chance to do it all over again, I would have done the same exact thing. Because they're truly BFFs. Although she was like, you want to be my friend that cleans sometimes and
right.
does laundry.
makes me food.
So
it's kind of like a
no.
mom thing, though. It's kind of like
Their relationship?
Yeah. Even though
they're like sisters,
Genevieve is
kinda.
probably
A little bit.
A little bit.
but just one takes care of the other.
I think.
Older sister.
Yeah, but I feel like they both take care of each other and
In a
on
way,
different
yeah, in
ways.
different ways, yeah.
especially because Zoila, Valentina's not in this season, and she lost the baby.
Let's
so.
hope she comes back next season.
I know.
I'd like to see her. And
Everyone
Remy.
back.
Miss both of them.
like a little reunion. That'd be nice.
And then did you guys get what did they say it was about Tucker that made him, I'm dizzy, and then he faints?
Oh, he wasn't, they said it was internal injuries from the car accident. It was something with his heart. He had surgery.
They said cardiac something.
Cardiac
I didn't
something,
catch
yeah.
it.
I don't know.
You guys
I didn't. It didn't even. I don't know. I don't know anything about diseases. Maybe that is real, but it just sounded like.
He got hurt
What?
in the accident, I think. And
Internal injuries.
yeah. I'm glad he's okay, though.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And now we know, like we said, Spence is not the father.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. I think Curtis said they're gonna put like a line from Maury. Doesn't he always do? You're not the father.
Yeah.
You're not the father.
In next
In
week's
the case
episode.
of
do you-
12-year-old
do you
Jerry.
think Rosie's going to tell him?
Of course.
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah. Of course she
I'm
is.
just going to...
He needs to know the truth.
He doesn't even know the truth, but gosh.
He can't handle the
Break his
truth.
heart.
Who is the
I
father?
do. You know what though? One thing I did think about, like as soon as they was like, he's not the father. I'm like, Spence can't catch a break.
No, he can't.
He can't.
He just keeps
every
piling
season.
on him.
Hopefully, writers next season, him and Rosie can live happily
Can he
ever
just
after.
be-
I know, right?
Can we give Spence a spa vacation or something?
Yes.
Like,
He's the Mike of Desperate Housewives. Like he's the Mike.
Mike Delfino.
Yeah, like
The
he
Peter?
just always gets the short. Yeah, the Peter. Just always getting the short end, man. Like dang.
Well, he has Rosie.
That's true.
winning.
That's a big
Rosie
win.
is
That's
his
a big
silver
win.
lining.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, he's been living a lie since season 1 now.
yeah,
You
now
know what I
we
mean?
find that out now.
Yeah.
Because, like, his child was not his child. His marriage wasn't even probably a real marriage.
No,
it was a cover-up.
She was a hoe for shop.
But did he
Well, no,
almost
not
lost
even that.
Rosie to her husband?
Rosie got shot.
Yeah,
Rosie got shot.
The whole cult thing. I bet you the whole marriage between them was like an arranged thing, like
plan.
for show business kind of type marriage.
To protect
But he
who the
met
real
Rosie
father
from it.
To protect who
Yeah,
the real father is.
Probably.
So let's get into predictions so we
Yes.
can predict who the real father
To
is.
the baby daddy.
Who's that baby daddy?
Who the baby daddy?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
It's Khaliel.
I would gladly take that. Yep. Out of Pappy. You guys ever seen Life? It was in the movie.
Ida Pappy.
It was in Life. You guys
I
ever
think
seen Life?
Ben is the father.
I think Kyle's the father.
Oh.
That's what I thought too, but I'm trying to figure, was Ben just like the easy crony, you know what I mean? Like the easy one
Yeah.
to manipulate?
Yeah, I think so.
Ben ain't.
And Kyle is
He's
clearly
one
like
the dirty work.
a man child, so maybe he didn't know what he did, or
Maybe.
I mean, if he can't make a bed, I don't know if he could protect himself very well.
Maybe like here's Perry, have sex with her.
I know,
you
right?
two go and whatever, and that's
Be a man.
And now it's kind of twisted because she got murdered, and it's something with her son or something with it's something.
I
Right.
could totally picture Perry making Kyle cry.
I would love to see. I hope they show some back. If that is the case, they show some like backstory. I want to see that scene.
Yeah, maybe Mother killed her because she hurt Kyle.
Oh, maybe Mother did kill her.
Well, we know she's a killer.
Khaliel?
I don't know. It's tough. I mean,
Curtis is like, stop talking.
Kyle kind of no. I was in my head. I was trying to figure out who does it make sense for it to be, and like Kyle makes sense. So does Ben, but I do feel like it might like be something we're not seeing. So maybe it's Peter. I don't know. Because I feel like whoever it is, like we've been introduced to him before. We're
Yeah,
just
definitely.
not looking at them, and I'm like, there's not a lot of guys on the show, so.
That is a good prediction because the show doesn't make things obvious. If it's obvious, it's not the case.
Right.
Yeah, and I
it's
feel like
aliens.
Peter is involved in some. If he's not the murderer,
Maybe
if he's not Perry's murderer, then maybe he's the baby daddy. I don't know.
something is involved with Peter because you think about
Yeah.
it, his studio was making that film and she was cast as the lead, and there's some tie-in with it.
He's in there one of those two ways.
Maybe he's part of the circle too.
That's what I was just going to say.
I don't know if he's part of the circle. Maybe, but
I would think they would want him to be in the circle.
yeah, for sure. He's esteemed.
Esteemed.
I'm gonna put that word on my wall.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there could be just like we said all these names. Like I feel there could be a few possibilities. But I just want to know why he's so important.
Right.
I think
that
okay,
too.
this is what I think.
Okay.
I think that he's like gonna be like the next like head of this cult. Like when he grows
So
up,
no
he
more
was
mom?
he was like bred to like be like the whatever.
Take over.
Yeah,
But like why? What's the
I don't.
Or maybe he's not Perry's at all. Maybe he's somebody else's baby, and mother dumped it on Perry.
But she was pregnant and gave birth. So how would they
okay,
fake
that makes
They
sense.
switch the
You're
baby
right,
at
you're
birth.
right.
I don't know. We're getting, we
good
could be
job,
going
good
far
job.
off.
Yeah.
Good
We're
job.
getting to sci-fi now. Alien impregnation. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
What do you think is gonna happen with Jesse and Marisol now that
Danny's gonna be.
Danny's gonna be back and Peter's back? It looks like in next episode.
I think they're gonna stay together.
You think it will?
Jesse and Marisol.
I mean, I didn't see Danny and Jesse going anywhere either.
It was like a fling.
No, I see them
It was
together.
really?
Yeah.
I saw that as a total fling. Like, this is going to be fun for the
seemed
both
like
of
he
you for
cared
a
about
couple
her.
months, and then it's over.
I mean, he helped her out when she was at her lowest point.
I mean,
he could have just.
He's a
been
nice
like,
guy, but it's just two hot people hooking up, and it's only going to last for a couple months, and then it's done.
I think Marisol's gonna go back with Peter.
For sure.
my prediction.
That's more of her
Yeah.
stilo, but even that, I don't think. Because I think he's involved in something else, so that's going to happen. And then it's going to be like, oh, I can't date you.
Well, then Peter also didn't have her back either. So it's kind of like.
I'm really. Who do you guys think is her father, Danny? I'm interested to see who they're gonna bring in.
It's important because they keep bringing it up. If it wasn't, they would not bring it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. Well, she said it was her high school sweetheart.
Lucas, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think that would be somebody new.
Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll
I
probably
don't
be
know.
somebody new.
Everything.
Somebody comes back from the dead,
Right?
like with Rosie's husband from the last season.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, talking about not saying Ben is the father, but like maybe Ben's still alive. Lurking.
I think he's dead.
You think he's dead? Okay.
I think he's with the fishes for sure.
I love that.
With the fishes.
Do you want Ben to be back?
No, I don't really. I'm just trying to think of like all
outcomes.
angles. Like, and what I'm curious to know is, was this the last we saw of Doug, the coffee boy, or if he,
No.
what else he's involved
He's not
with?
going away.
He's not going away easy.
He's gonna be like that pest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to screw your life
He,
up. 'cause
he
you
got a
dumped me.
taste of Carmen. He's not.
No.
Yeesh.
She's going to have to find another coffee
I
house.
can't blame
Yes.
you, man. I can't. You won for all of us. Just saying.
If Stefan was here, he'd be saying the same thing. But I mean, you guys are saying you don't think he's involved with anything except just calling for the, about the father. But now that he's done that, why would he have any reason to?
Because he's going to make her life miserable.
He's gonna cause
He's
stuff.
a
Cause
scorn
problems.
lover.
And maybe there's some tie-in with something else with him. Who knows?
Who knows?
You never know. Never know.
What else are you guys excited for next week?
I can't believe there's
I'm
only
excited
3
to
left.
see where this Mr. Powell and
Zoila.
thank you, Zoila thing goes from, because I didn't see that coming. So like when she saw his face and
yes.
when they were about to do it, I'm like, oh wow,
Oh no. She's having fantasies.
what's gonna
about it.
happen? So
I just don't see them having something romantic. But
not
yeah,
me either.
I'm really
Yeah.
like, is she gonna tell him? He's gonna get a kick
She's
out of
not
that.
gonna say anything.
Well, they have a good friendship, and
Yeah.
good relationships are always based on friendship first. So
This is true. I was actually happy to finally see a scene with the two of the Powells together again. I missed them together. They're
And-
so good together.
And next week looks
it's gonna get war.
petty.
Yeah, which they're both like brilliant at doing.
Being petty, yeah.
with each other.
I love being petty.
I love how Evelyn takes Carmen. She's like, she's mine now.
I think that's probably like one of the best cast couples like on TV.
Yeah.
Adrien and Evelyn.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like, I wish they were my neighbors.
I'm like obsessed. I love them.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I wish they were my neighbors too.
In the valley.
In the valley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They would
because-
never live in the valley.
Sorry.
That's
Khaliel.
true too.
Maybe.
All right.
I can move.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we're excited to be here next week. And there's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
So,
Khaliel, where can we find you?
Boom! Smile!
Oh my God.
Khaliel Abooboo on Twitter and Instagram.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Laila Sadny.
you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Candy Buen.
And Instagram and Twitter, XOXOCESCA, and we'll see you next week for episode 8.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.